So this workout's going to start out lateral bear crawl, lateral bell drag. So you want to get into our quad plank position. So let's cue quad plank from here. So we come to cat, belly button's pulled in, our T-spine is extended. From there, we keep that core engagement and we're going to hover the knees over the ground. Then we're going to shift our weight laterally. So we're loading up the right side, but don't let this hip hike. You want to keep your hips level to the ground. From there, we're going to pull the bell across. Then from there, we're going to step over, right? Keep our quad plank position, shift our weight, make sure we're not overly locked out on that elbow. We're going to drag that bell across. And then we'll come back again. So shift our weight, make sure our hips level, belly button's pulled in, we're not rounding our back. Nice T-spine extension, drag. And then we'll switch directions, right? So here we're pressed through. I'm not overly hiked out in my hips. My T-spine's extended, drag that bell across. I'm gonna come back into my bear crawl over the bell. Here, T-spine's extended. Make sure I take the time to get in the right shape before I pull that bell. If we need to pop down and rest a little bit, that's fine. If we need to modify and keep it at a baby crawl where we have quad plank and we're learning how not to shift the body, and then we're just doing this. If you're seeing some weird things going on, take them down to their knees. If they want a little bit more of a challenge, have them do the quad plank lateral drag, and then you can have them hop into the bear crawl, come across, right? So do the quad plank lateral drag, come up and come across. Somebody's really struggling with a wrist or their form is just really, really bad. Keep them in the quad position with the knees down the whole time. It's up to you to make sure that the form is right for the individual doing the exercise. The next one we're going to do a staggered stance deadlift. Staggered stance deadlift, we're going to be in our stride position, right? So we have most of the weight loaded in our front foot. Our back foot is about 80%. From here, I'm going to stay in my neutral spine position. I'm going to come down to grab the bell. You'll see my shin is forward. Make sure the hips aren't swinging out to the side. I want to stay square. From there, I get my nice straight spine and I'm pulling my hip forward. This stays 20% back here. We're not going to load back into our back leg. You'll see that happening because this front shin is going to come back if I'm loading into my back leg. I want the weight evenly distributed between the ball of the foot and the heel of the foot here. My belly button's going to stay pulled in. I've got my nice straight spine. And then as I drive up, you should see this hip go forward. I'll switch sides so you can see on the other side. But here, as I come back, I'm in my stride stance. As I come back, my knee is going to slide forward just slightly, right? My hip is going to go back. When I come up from this position, I'm not swinging my hips off to the side. I'm staying relatively square. When I come up, I'm driving my pelvis forward. If somebody's loading their back leg, what you're going to see is they're going to shift their weight into their back foot and they're going to push through their calf to stand back up. Make sure we're using the proper mechanics. We should feel butt and hamstring doing this work just like we do the deadlift. The last one that we have, we're going to come into a gladiator plank. So we've got the bell on in a clean position, but now we're going to open up instead of staying here, we're going to open up the shoulder. Now, so this can be done from both legs straight. If we want to modify it, make it a little bit more a little bit more easier, then we can go here. Make sure that scapula is retracted. So we don't want it in a protracted position. We want it retracted. We want it locked in. When we plank up, the goal is to create as much of an arc between our knee or between our hip, going from our knee to our hip to our shoulder. We want to create the space where we're driving this rib cage to our hip bone, right? What tends to happen is people get set out like this and they tend to separate, right? So I'm pushing through my shoulder, my knee is sliding out that way. There's no change in the distance between my rib cage and my pelvis. The whole idea of this is to strengthen the lateral line that connects our rib cage down to our foot. So from here, bell is on the shoulder, right? I'm going, my elbow and my knee should pull towards each other so that I can create, right? So when I come up, right? Instead of this, right, where there's no change in my hips because I'm pushing my elbow out, I'm going to pull my elbow in and I'm going to try to squeeze the space between my rib cage and my hip bone. This is what I should see, or what you should see happening here. Then what's going on is my oblique and my glute on my right side are fired up. From here, then what we're going to do is we're going to do this leg lift. So everything should stay in place as this leg lifts up here, right? If you see that, then that person is in the right place. If somebody wants to do the more advanced version, I don't even know if I can do it. Maybe I'll show you a good example of what not to do. You can either go feet stacked or feet split like this. You're going to try to create that same position here. And what we should see is that we can hold our pelvis level as we come up. If when you come up, you see the hip drop, you're in the wrong position. We're not holding that stability. We're compromising that lateral line. You got to go back down or you got to lower the weight back down. It's not going to serve any benefit for us to do it the wrong way.